I say time, you say come. Time. Time.
Somebody please tell the Prime Minister to call the election because the comrades are ready. Time come for young people. Time come for move Anju out of power.
Let the people go.
The line stop here. The game done. Time come.
So when them cutting ribbon over hospital with them paint up, we're going to cut hernias. We're going to cut fibroids, cancers.
Don't believe in me. I'm not Jesus. Believe with me that better can come. With Mark Golding as Prime Minister, the dreams you dream today will be the reality he creates tomorrow.
The people of Jamaica are ready for change. Everywhere I go, I see the wind of change blowing.
Somebody asks me, Perry, why aren't you a labourite? Me ever fresh, me no green.
No one said one blood and comrade victory.
We are going to Jamaica House. We are rescuing Jamaica, and Mark Golding will be the next Prime Minister.
Power, power, power to the people. Power to the people. A corrupt government cannot liberate the people. If the head of the stream is corrupt, the entire river will be also.
A blessed good day to you, my wisdom warriors. Wagwan, wagwan. I hope you guys are in good spirit.
Believe in our young people in the PNP. And him say on the Gar Road and make people hear and see the PNP future bright. I am talking about the poor people defender. Me I talk about PNP champion, Miss Lucky One Boy. I am talking about the next Minister of Agriculture, the greatest General Secretary of our time. Make welcome Kingston and St. Andrew. Our General, one General, Dr. Dayton Kiago.
Because we are blood and fire, comrades. Comrade chairpersons of the meeting, and to our incoming Prime Minister, in a matter of 2 weeks and 3 days, Mark Jefferson Golding, the next Prime Minister of Jamaica. Let me say greetings to all the comrades on the platform and to the comrades in the audience over here, round here. PNP is back. The People's National Party is alive and well.
Turn up the thing. Turn up the thing. Turn up the thing. Turn up.
Boy, I told them it was a parish meeting, you know. And when I came here, I said to myself, but Jesus, this look like when me order the chicken lunch with the oxtail gravy and me see piece of oxtail in the box. Look how the PNP give me brother in a crossroads tonight. No. I have my little daughter here with me and I want to call her to come forward. Where's Madison? This is my second child, my princess, my heartbeat. This is Madison. And I want to tell you, over the last 4 years, I've sacrificed everything. Get some gray hairs and all of them things. But I do it because I'm fighting for a better future for my children and for yours. I don't criticize people based on the circumstances of birth. I too was not born with a gold spoon in my mouth. But I'm doing everything I can to make sure that my children have a better future than I did, because that is the role of every parent, is to give your children a better opportunity in life.
Jaja gonna meet you. Love and choice. Big up yourself, cause you are a real father. Never let your son and no neglect your daughter. Take care of the responsibility.
Now, when we go to work, them say we have lunchtime between 12 and 1 o'clock. The other day I hear a man go up on stage and say, pot a boil now, him belly full now. Then I hear them say, what time is it? And them say it's 1 p.m. I want to tell them that 1 p.m. means the lunchtime done. Your time for yam done. It is now time to go back to work for the people of Jamaica with Mark Golden. All of a sudden, they make it sound like being a security guard is a bad thing. I want to say respect you to every Jamaican who work hard to feed your family, whether you're a domestic helper, weed worker operator, taxi man, security guard, whatever you do to earn your honest bread, respect you. Them say the boss suit is like Quest security. We tell them it is security for surety. No more stealing of your land. No more stealing of your new tribunal. No more stealing of the benefits of this country. We are secure the future for this country. How you put up book and say you have achievements. Then when the PNP put out manifesto, you say you are do them there already. If you are doing those things already, how comes them not in your book of achievement? Tell me which page we go find the $500,000 towards the deposit for young people. Tell me which page I must turn to find the fixed election date and the term limit for Prime Minister and the impeachment legislation. Tell me which page to turn to. Them say a bad mind a go on. Bad mind is the Jamaican way of saying people are envious of something that others have. We could never be bad mind by wanting to ensure that students in their family that qualify for university can go and get a full scholarship. And those, if you are not the first in your family and you have to take students loan, that you know mash up your credit score. The Prime Minister of Jamaica, Mr. Holness, was published in the newspaper as a delinquent borrower from the student loan. How can Zima fight against changes to prevent other people picture from being published in the paper as a delinquent borrower? I'm not going to take no more time tonight, because we're going to have some mass meeting, you know. Because there was a time that they made it appear that people never did believe in the PNP again. One time people did nearly hide for where them arrange. It did look like, say, everything in our country gone green one night time if you did follow them. But I want to take them into the scriptures tonight. And I want to talk to them about some comrades that I'm seeing standing here in front of me tonight. In 2020, we had PNP that did not come out. And based on that, them get away with a local win and then make it get to them head. I want to tell them tonight about Brother Job. Because the Bible says that Job was a rich man and that he had all these possessions and that the devil was roaming the earth to and fro seeking who he may devour. And God said, have you considered my servant Job? As some of you want to live my life that God Almighty recommend me. Have you considered my servant Job? The devil say, actually, you protect him. Remove the protection and see your fasting cost you. It's all right. I will remove it. You can take everything, but don't touch the life. And Job started losing everything. Cattle gone. Sickness take over. His wife, his pillow companion, turned to him and said, why don't you curse God and die? There were people who said, look how long you are run back a PNP, and you don't get this, and you don't get that. Why make you not curse the PNP and move on with your life? But we are not if believers here tonight. We are even though believers in Crossroads tonight. Even though he slay me, yet will I trust him. Even though I may not have gotten what I want, I believe in the People's National Party. Brother Job never stopped this up. Him never stopped this up. That is an acknowledgement of where he is. But Brother Job also looked to the future. He said, on my appointed time, I am going to wait until my change come. Time come now for change. Time come now for a better life in Jamaica. A few years ago, when they were locking up young people for draw herb, we were in government. They locked up a youngster named Mario Dean, and he got beaten inside of jail, and he died. Mark Golding stood up and moved legislation to decriminalize the personal possession of marijuana and to take away the criminal record from those young people. That is the metal of the man. Them want you, as Comrade Bunting said, to ignore that and focus on the color of skin. Then if black people oppress you and them with lighter skin and liberate you, free up the liberator, because we want liberation out of this captivity. When our students were in Ukraine and they were dropping bombs and the students' lives were at risk, they reach out to Anju homeless government, and the government tell the students to take a loan to come back at them yard. Mark Golding went into his personal account and take out his personal money and send it to the students to bring them back home safely to Jamaica. When the Prime Minister went to Parliament and say criminals that sell land over Portmore and him a go over there, go bulldoze the house them. The Prime Minister went over there and caused people to use bulldoze and lit down poor people's house. Mark Golden will ensure that your time to possess land move from 60 years to 25 years. No more squatter in the land of your birth. Few years, over 30 years ago, Mark Golden found himself a Nubian goddess. He found himself a good woman. He made that woman into his wife. He caused them to develop a family, and he has been faithful to his family from that day forth until now. I want for you, comrades, as far as you are, the acres of comrades, as far as you are, I want for you to make welcome to the microphone the incoming Prime Minister of Jamaica, the integrity boss, the legislative champion, the social justice champion, Mark Jefferson Golden.
And that is why, in the words of that great song, My Leader Barnia, where the man say, we're going to juke them with free education, and we're going to juke them with a microdam. Well, in 2025, we're going to juke them with the first in family scholarship. So any child who is the first in their family to qualify for school or university under the People's National Party government, they will get a full scholarship so they can help their brothers and sisters step out of poverty, and we can end intergenerational poverty in this country. We're doing it because the people of Jamaica need a better life. That is why we're going to build 50,000 affordable houses in our first term. We're going to have them all across Jamaica, and we're going to build them on public lands not suitable for agriculture, and we're not going to include the value of the land in the price of the house, because we want the people of Jamaica who need affordable houses to be able to access it, and they're going to get real value for money because the land will be theirs and they don't have to pay a price for that. That's where we're going to reform the National Housing Trust and restore it to its true mission, the original purpose for which it was formed under Michael Joshua Manley, to provide homes to the people of Jamaica who need that help. That's why young people who would love to have their own home and step up onto ownership and can't afford the deposit, we're going to set aside a fund of $1 billion per year in the National Housing Trust and provide a grant, money that they don't have to repay. Anyone up to 45 years old who has been a subscriber to the National Housing Trust for up to 2 years can qualify when they're buying their first house for that grant under the Young Person Deposit Fund. Time come for a better life. And that is why we have the rent-to-own program, because we realize right now too many of our people are excluded from accessing a mortgage loan to buy a house because they can't prove their income, because they don't have a formal pay slip. They might be a farmer, they might be a taxi operator, they might be a cook shack operator, they might be a cosmetologist or a barber or a hairdresser. Our rent-to-own program is for you. You will be able to go into possession of one of those houses we're going to build, and you can go in as a tenant, and as long as you're paying your rent and the rent is equivalent to the mortgage, after 6 months, if you're on target, we will say you have proved your income, you're entitled to the mortgage loan, you can draw down the financing and step up from being a tenant to being an owner with your owner door key, because the time come for a better life. This is why when it comes to land ownership, we have to change some of the oppressive laws that are inherited from way back in colonial times. When they said if you're occupying public land, you can't become entitled to own that land unless 60 years has passed. That was a time when the life expectancy of people on earth was not even 60 years. They never wanted anybody who didn't already own land to ever acquire land. Well, we are going to change that law now. We're going to bring that 60 years down to 25 years. And if you've been living on that land for 25 years, you're entitled to be an owner and get your title. And the People's National Party is going to help you to do so. Time come for a better life.
You know, when I walk with Integrity Commission report, you know, I come for put on some licks on a certain man tonight. But before I start, I want to correct one thing that Comrade Paul Buchanan said. He was speaking and seemed to question how Andrew makes so much money with the two taxi. What him they do? But I want to inform Comrade Buchanan that Andrew is not the first person to make good money from taxi. If he watch Netflix Narcos, he will see there was a certain taxi company called Escobar Taxi, the firm of Pablo Escobar, that only had 3 taxis and made $3 to $5 million a week from the 3 taxis. So Andrew, you know, say nothing. Comrades, tonight I want to speak plainly. I want to speak about one issue that is destroying opportunity, eroding public trust, and stifling Jamaica's growth. That issue is corruption. The GLP wants this election to be about superficial issues. They want you to select the next Prime Minister based on the color of his skin rather than on the content of his character. They want to distract and trivialize the issues with their silly speakers who are trying to throw shade by comparing our leader with a sickie, with a security guard. What they don't realize is that the character of this man is such that he welcomes any opportunity to be associated with proud, hard-working occupations whose members earn an honest bread. I don't know what security guard do the GLP, because we heard when Harris Chang was trying to insult the police, him called them glorified security guard. So in that one statement, he insult both police and security guard. But Marky G doesn't mind being called a security guard. In fact, he loves security guards so much that he's going to ensure that their overtime payment is free of tax. So GLP, you go and insult security guard, but one thing I tell you, those 30,000 sickie can vote, and they're going to vote and send you home.
Turn up the thing, turn up the thing, turn up the thing.
For too long, Andrew and the GLP administration have spent billions on slick PR campaigns and catchy slogans, marketing honest, marketing Tufton, but not promoting the interests of the Jamaican people. They cut ribbons with abandon. Them break ground for water systems and then the next day them take up back the pipe. Desmond Mackenzie seemed to have an affinity to opening public toilets. They will cut ribbon for stoplight and pedestrian crossing. But what the people of Jamaica now understand, and that the whole world now sees, is that behind that attempt to polish them image lies a government that is rotten to the core. Rotten to the core.
Let me teach you this now. That is very blood clot officer and disappointed. Officers who excuse my language. Who will want 30% raise? Them no good. The teacher them did want 40%. Them no give them. The doctor them did want 50%. Them no give them. Social worker want 1%. Them no give them. All the blood clot politicians give their raise 30%. Let me teach you about Jamaican devil. Yes, tired to live, right? I will not need blood clot problem.
Why not go on the first promise? On the things that we are putting back in the office. On the things that we are novice. On the better listen to this. Vote them out cause them not see we when we hungry. Vote them out from Kingston to country. Vote them out cause when they win them a go dump way. We have to tell them promptly people that vote them out cause them not see we when we hungry. Vote them out from Kingston to country. Vote them out, we have to tell them promptly. Cause when they win them a go dump way. Marky G, you know you the people them really want to see a great leader who will talk to we. Put on the boat and go, they go walk to we. Yes, go march to we. Because we have some guy with them on a intention, leading the country in the wrong direction. That's why we come to make we own a selection. This we are gonna do a wedding call the election. Vote them out cause them not see we when we hungry. Vote them out from Kingston to country. Vote them out cause when they win them a go dump way. So we are tell them promptly people that vote them out cause them not see we when we hungry. Vote them out from Kingston to country. Vote them out cause when they win them a go dump way. We have to tell them